Hi, my name is Andrea with Dennis 7Ds, and I'm here today to talk to you about tomato varieties. When you walk into a garden center, selecting the right variety for you can be somewhat of a daunting task. For one, they all look the same. For two, sometimes we'll use words to describe tomatoes like determinate or indeterminate. Determinate varieties are varieties which produce in a heavy-handed way at one point during the season, like tomatoes, which make them ideal for harvesting for large projects and canning. Other varieties, like cherries and many slicing tomatoes, are indeterminate, meaning they'll produce in smaller quantities consistently throughout the season. You can select tomatoes that are hybrids, or you can select tomatoes that are heirlooms. Heirloom tomatoes have been passed down from generation to generation and stay true to type. But the best way to select a tomato is to find one that you like the flavor of. Now for me, that's tomatoes that are really intense, a little bit meaty or earthy. And so I tend to like smaller varieties like Bloody Butcher or Chocolate Stripe. Other people like tomatoes that serve more of a practical purpose, like Goliath, which is a large, consistent slicing tomato, or San Marzano, which makes excellent pastes and sauces. Still, some of us are romantics and we like to choose tomato varieties that are full of color and have interesting textures and flavors, like Green Zebra, Pineapple, and Kellogg Breakfast. One variety that we can all agree on is Sun Gold, which is a small cherry tomato that produces really heavily all season long, is filled with bright, intense orange tomatoes that have a sweet but complex flavor. Just as important as selecting the right tomato variety is keeping it healthy throughout the season, from start to finish. It's important to provide your tomatoes with structure, whether you're growing them in a raised garden bed, in your existing garden plot, or in a container. One way to add structure is to have a tomato cage, but another important way is to add bone meal when you first plant. This gives the cells structural support and keeps the branches from breaking when they're heavy with tomatoes. You can add lime to your soils at the time of planting to boost the pH, sweeten the soil, and have a more rich and complex tomato flavor. And then finally, I always add Dr. Earth to my soils, which has the consistency of sawdust, making it easy to work in at the time of planting, as well as top dress with throughout the season, if you water it in thoroughly. I like to amend this soil with bumper crop, usually in about a 50-50 ratio with the existing soil that's either in the pot or raised bed. You can be a little bit heavy-handed with bumper crop in this case because tomatoes are heavy feeders and you really want to increase that high production all season through. For those of us who are just itching to get started, even when Mother Nature isn't cooperating, there are insulative products that help maintain the temperature surrounding the plant, keeping your tomato warm while it's getting started.